Yo, what's up, YouTube? This your boy Dante coming to you with a quick episode of Keeping It a Buck. Listen, before we go into the content, as always, I need you to do me a favor. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I want to tell you thank you for all the ones that agree with me, all the ones that disagree with me. I appreciate you. Actually, the ones that I disagree with is the ones I appreciate a lot because of the simple fact you guys make me go back into my thoughts and y'all make me think about things and see things from a different perspective. So I appreciate that. Not to discredit the ones that show me love. I appreciate you from my heart. Know that. I appreciate you. But this week, I want to do something this week. If you could support this channel, it's not about me. I really want to take this and bless someone. I seen one of the subscribers got on here and it was saying that it was going through financially and their fellow patriot and they had some health challenges and things, and so I really want to be a blessing to that individual. And so whatever I get, I'm gonna match it, and I will take pictures of it, show you that I sent the money to them because I really want to be a blessing. I don't want to just be a person that talk about something and not do it. So just want to put that out there. But without further ado, I want to just let you know if they're going to teach CRT, they need to teach this. So let's go to the video. Let's go.
There was a clear effort to erase it from our memory, our collective memories, from the news and everyday conversations. And most people didn't realize that a century ago, the second Ku Klux Klan had been founded.
At the National Democratic Convention in New York in 1924, it is estimated that at least 350 delegates were Klansmen, and they were responsible for the defeat of Governor Alfred Smith as the Democratic nominee. By 1925, the Ku Klux Klan was big business. Almost 6 million Americans now belonged to the Klan, and the organization was grossing $75 million a year. Some 40,000 Klansmen and Klanswomen crowded into Washington on August 8, 1925, to parade down Pennsylvania Avenue. To help the Klan coffers, a flag was used to catch money thrown in by spectators.
There's a picture about page 160 in the book showing over 30,000 Ku Klux Klan members in full regalia, Reverend, pointed hats, the robes, marching down Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. Jesse, you know all about this. Washington, D.C. If my memory is correct, there were 37 members of the House of Representatives who were open members of the Klan. There were 5, if I'm not mistaken, could have been 7, I think it was 5 members of the United States Senate, open members of the Klan. That's what great nations do. They come to terms with their dark sides.
Yes. History tells us that the Democratic Party and the Republican Party have 2 distinct legacies. The Republican Party's legacy includes the abolitionists, the NAACP, black colleges, the Emancipation Proclamation, and a multitude of civil rights legislation. The Democratic Party's legacy includes fugitive slave laws, black codes, the Dred Scott decision, Jim Crow laws, and the Ku Klux Klan. After completing my research on the legacies of both political parties, I had to ask myself, how can anyone pledge their loyalty to a political party whose legacy includes lies, lynching, litigation, and legislation that destroyed the lives of millions of blacks? That's when I decided to document my findings in my book, Unfounded Loyalty. In my brief, I told the court that in an effort to impede and deny African Americans the same constitutional rights afforded to all American citizens, the Democratic Party established a pattern of practices by promoting, supporting, sponsoring, financing racially biased entertainment, education, legislation, litigation, and terrorist organizations from 1792 to 1962, and continued certain practices up to 2002. The Democrats' 210 years of racist practices and cover-ups not only negatively affected the entire black race, But these practices infected the entire nation with the most contagious and debilitating social disease known to mankind called racism. Finally, during the past 21 decades, the Democrats successfully disguised and concealed their horrific acts against African Americans by operating and committing these acts under a multitude of aliases. Aliases, names like the Confederacy, Jim Crow, Black Codes, Dixiecrats, and the Ku Klux Klan. Congressional records and historical documents and letters and testimonies from several brave black citizens reveal that these weren't separate, independent organizations, but they were actual auxiliaries and divisions and or the legislative efforts of the Democratic Party. Senate Bill number 60 was a bill to give African Americans 40 acres and a mule. It was a done deal. We wouldn't be talking about reparations today had the Democratic president at that time signed the bill into law. Democratic President Andrew Johnson vetoed Senate Bill 60. That's why we're still talking about reparations today. Every effort to stop blacks from having the same rights as white citizens was the proud work of the Democratic Party.
Now, as you see, this is why I had to put it out there, because it was funny that one of my friends that was on Facebook is a hardcore Democrat, and they were shocked when they seen this. And it's kind of ironic this dude was talking about it was in the Senate Bill 60 where they could have gave the black people the 40 acres and the mule and things would have been different. But it was the Democrats that blocked it. The Democrats that, supported the KKK. That's where they come from. So again, all this stuff they're trying to reverse onto the Republican Party. And I'm not saying the Republican Party has done everything right, because we got some people that claim to be Republicans, but they're Democrats. Real talk. They just have a veneer of being a Republican, or that's a Republican, and that's the way they feel like they can win. Is by being a Republican, and Republicans need to start standing up. If you're standing up for constitutional rights, if you're standing up for all men created equal, then you got to stand up for it. Don't say it and then don't do it. So when it comes down to these Democrats, they have always been the way they are. They're no different than a man or a woman cheating on their partner and then blaming the partner for them cheating, or trying to put the blame on them and say that they're cheating. The Democrats have done this for a long time. I'm glad that I woke up from that farce of what they were trying to put on black people, and they always act like they're our friends. So again, if they want to teach CRT, what I would say is they need to teach this as well. Teach all of it. You want to teach all history, because y'all say, things were left out of history. This is something I never learned in school. I never learned about the Dixiecrats. I had to do that on my research on that. I never heard about the KKK, besides it was just white men and white people that hated black people. But I didn't know there was a particular party that funded and supported this. And then even in the video, it talk about how much money they raised. And then Kamala Harris said something the other day, and that's what I'm saying. These people try to play mind games, because she was talking about how on January 6th, it was no different from them marching down, Pennsylvania Avenue. Well, guess what? It was your party that did it. So you want to try to basically flip it over onto somebody else, take ownership. And I'm telling you, black, white, Hispanic, whoever, wake up. The Democratic Party is not your friend. And I realize that more and more. And we got some Republicans that are not acting like they're our friends either. If you'll be for the people, not just for the times of election or the time that you feel like you need to pander. No, be what you go be. Because see, Maya Angelou said something I believe is true. When a person show you who they are, believe them. And we have Joe Biden that sit up here. Make sure you teach that in CRT. That Joe Biden, that he eulogized a grand wizard. He supported Strom Thurmond, and that was his mentor. And let's talk about how Robert Byrd was a part of the KKK and how he looked up to him. So we was talking about there were some senators that was in the KKK. He was talking about himself. I don't know if that be true, but he quacked like a duck, and it looks like a duck, Aflac. That's all I can say. So I just wanted to say this, man, wake up. And again, if you like the content, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And again, I thank you. Again, this week, I'm really trying to be a blessing to somebody else. So if you want to, I don't care if it's $1. You know what I'm saying? Every little bit helps. And if you want to send a donation to me, I would definitely forward it to that person. And I'll also take pictures of it and put it on video so y'all can see. I'm not trying to hustle nobody for money. I work. So, you know, again, I want to be a blessing to somebody else. And I can bless them on my own. I've already sent them money. So again, I want to do something bigger on a bigger scale so we can make an impact. And I pray that when this person is blessed, that they turn around and bless somebody else that may be going through and not ignore them when they hear that they have a need as well. So again, I love you guys, man. Y'all stay blessed. And again, wake up. The Democrats ain't your friend. Period.